What's going on,
So that's
people?
where yeah, I was gonna say that's where you come in and you say hi, right? Be a polite person. Jeez, man. Uh, Allie, how are you tonight? No one ever, the host. Have you noticed that the host nobody ever reciprocates? The host always says, "Hey, how are you doing?" And there's never a, "Oh, how are you doing?" So I'm gonna break the cycle tonight. Please let me know how your day has gone. I, w- I was gonna ask if you guys had school today, with it being election day. I know some districts didn't. I did. I had class. Oh no, I had a full day. And Phil, how was your day?
We're hanging tough, man. It's month end close, so that means that life sucks for me right now.
Yeah, it must be hard to be an accountant.
It is.
Working from home,
Just hmm in my
it's terrible.
pajamas.
No chairs being thrown at you.
Nope. Just numbers and spreadsheets and questions that you don't know the answer to that you have to
All
go
right.
Phil,
figure out.
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, go ahead, Egnards. What?
well, I was gonna say we have to distract because nobody could hear Allie. I
Yep.
think that
They should
her
be able
audio
to.
was not being,
Oh,
but it seems that she figured that out.
no, we good now.
Thank you for that great report. For those that didn't hear, day's going okay. Had a couple, chairs thrown at me by 4-year-olds, but it is what it is.
That's the life of a teacher. For those of you that don't know,
Yes.
being a teacher is having chairs thrown at you constantly. So I understand that life.
I swear
Uh,
it is a
for the
constant thing.
for those of you that have real jobs, um, this is our life. This is
The
how we
only
have to
chairs that
live
get
through it.
only
Shut up. No
chairs
one's
that get
talking to you.
thrown is when I
I'm
bring
bonding
up
with Allie.
something.
Shut up. Shut up.
Teacher bonding.
I'm bonding with Allie here.
Have
Just
your
put you
teaching
in your
moment.
place. This
Have
is
your
gonna be a
teaching
very
moment.
hot. This is gonna be a very hostile night,
I, I'm
isn't it?
just I'm just waiting
Yeah.
to give you everything that I gave my teachers.
Oh,
And
this
I
is
don't know if you
crazy.
want
My
that smoke.
microphone is it's wicked low. Maybe it's because it's all the way down here. There we go.
Yeah, these mics, they're very finicky. That's one thing I learned starting this content creating stuff. Like, microphones are a lot more finicky than I ever thought. Like some of these, you have to be like right here talking to them to pick
Yep.
up.
I've realized that too.
And then
I
sometimes
don't
you
know
just
that
have
I've
a
ever really
$20
noticed.
mic that you picked up at a thrift store and your name is Phil.
Hey, it was off of Amazon, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So we ready to start recording here?
Oh, we weren't recording.
No.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. We're
We'll
live, but
start
not recording.
recording. Oh yeah, we're live. I just like to come in and say hi to everybody. Like
So we're not recording.
Grape
So
nope, not yet.
fuck all of you.
Grayport,
Okay.
Tailspin, Master 69. Welcome. Thank
This
you.
bastard's 69.
Thank you for the follow. And thank you, Theoden, for the follow. And Tailspin. Thank you guys. Alright, we are gonna start recording in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Club 38, where the champagne kisses the night and the dance floor glows. I am Allie Gal, as always. I am not joined by Kate tonight, for she is in her second week of her Disney trip, and we miss her a lot. But we hope she's having a lot of fun. Tonight I am joined by two repeat guests who we love to have on. First one being Egnards.
First, I'm better than
Is the
Phil.
worst.
And then PhatPhil.
Second is the best. There we go.
Phil, it's always funny when people don't understand 90s slang because they will ask me, they'll be like, What is a PhatPhil? Is he very heavy? And they'll go, oh, you're young or not from
the
America.
the
Oh,
first
man.
time I went like live on YouTube, somebody was like, "Fat Phil not looking so fat," and it has forever lived rent free in my head because it's just like the most, like, it's such a great comment.
That is true. We have, as Pissmaster points out, we have the best TB player and the worst TB player here tonight. And just so that we are aware, Ali, I'm starting to steal your thunder, and I'll turn the show back over to you in just a moment. For those of you who do not know me, I have my socials on a QR code right now. So if you would like to follow me, it is twitch.tv/bigboat777. You could just click on the QR code. It'll bring you right to my my Twitch account.
Or Big Boat 777.
The big boat gonna get all these followers.
Or people are going to hate him. I don't know. It's one of those two.
This isn't Star Wars. What the hell?
I said that to him on one of his streams recently. I was like, I can only imagine people popping in here for Star Wars content and they're watching you play League of Legends.
All right, but so to get back on topic, you could go ahead and join our link tree. That's Linktree with a period after the R /Club38. That'll take you to our Discord, my Twitch channel, my YouTube, Kate's Twitch channel, which is where we normally stream live. Just tonight we have to run my OBS, so we're doing the best we can. And on top of that, we also have the Spotify link, the link to our Amazon podcast and Apple podcast, and a PayPal that you could donate if you want to see, like updates to the channel and stuff. So yeah, make sure you do all that. If you join the Discord, make sure you get the Club 38 role. Be notified of everything for the podcast, and also ask questions, which we love to answer at the end. So we got a little bit about Egnards and Phil. Do you guys want to give like a little update? I don't know if you guys have had any changes to your account. You guys could drop your links below. Pimp out your
To my
stuff.
account or to my... Oh, yeah.
Oh, your only eggs too.
My only eggs. I do give feet pics, and to help out tonight, if any PayPal's come through for Allie's, I will definitely send you pictures of my feet. So Allie, just let me know, keep me updated on that, and I will definitely send those out to people. They will be updated feet pics. They won't be the ones that have the black and blues and like the messed up broken ankle or anything. So they will look pretty. I do not have pedicured feet right now. As for my account, because I know this is a Star Wars podcast, and I will remind you that you asked me to be on and you knew what you were getting into. I am just shy of 14 million at this point. I think I'm like 9,000 away, and it's kind of pissing me off. That's with the new character. So I'm hoping to hit that pretty soon. But being at the end game, you have everything, and it's very rare that there are big updates to the account in the short term.
I would say my biggest. I'm not yet at Hondo, but I happen to roll a 4. I have a 24 speed mod with 4 rolls, so I have a very small chance at getting 30, even though I know it's going to get 27. So that's like I'm like 7 calibration mats away right now. So hopefully tomorrow I get to roll that, and I'm like super excited because it just gets me giddy to think that I could get a mod that's like semi good again.
I hope you roll all defense.
No, it's got health, it's got offense, and it's got like crit chance. So
I hope it's crit chance.
I will get pissed off if it's crit chance. You know what sucks?
Watch it be
This
crit
is so
chance.
bad. This is such a first world problem, but like fuck it. I can't even put that on like the stats on it aren't really good enough for who I have. That it's just sitting on. I mean, it's like just sitting on Keller and back. But I can't move it to anybody else because it's not good enough. The stats
You know
don't match.
You know what Taylor Swift would call that?
Yeah.
Waiting for the punchline.
You're gonna have to tell me.
Oh, a champagne problem. Sorry, that's the name of one of her songs.
And yeah.
Christ.
So nothing's going on
Yeah.
tonight in the game, as you guys can see.
No,
We
nothing
are
yet.
struggle
It's
busting through to
totally
make things
dead.
up because there have not been updates in weeks.
No. Actually,
God,
though,
here we-
I got the mug out because they did decide to drop some tea. Thank you, Meathead, for filling out this episode. We appreciate it. And by we, I mean totally me, because it was just going to be another GAC night. And now you just suck Phil and Egg into a whole episode of content.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I mean, you made a mistake when you. I know that you prepared for this a long time in advance because obviously Kate knew about her vacation. But you made the mistake of scheduling us both on the same night, and that's problematic for all of us here because I do have school in the morning. I don't want to be making fun of him until 1 a.m. But that's probably what is going to happen. I think there's just some people in your life, right? And I'm sure everybody who's listening, they can relate to this. You're like a normal person, you're an upstanding citizen, but then there's that one person in your life that when you're with them, all inhibitions are gone and you are a debaucherous teenager again. And that's Phil.
Fair.
Baby Yoda Ice says
bring
we
it
could
out.
really
I
use
bring
a
out-
game update.
I bring out the best in everyone. What did I say? What can I say, you know?
Yeah. So what do we have on the agenda tonight, Allie?
All right, so I figure we could just talk about Conquest all episode. That's what everybody's here for, right?
Yeah, did you red crate yet or no?
Not yet.
Do you red crate normally or no?
I do, yes. I am past gold. Okay. I just have a couple things I have to do left.
All right, maintenance. So that's good. That's perfect.
It's just a couple. Like I got to do. It's a lot of the
all the annoying survives.
10 battles with
yeah
CX2 surviving when that I'm just like I'll do it on stream this weekend.
Yeah, those are a pain. I hate doing those. It's easier to do it without the team anyway, with like Slicker or Leia, and just burn through them as quickly as possible. But as long as you're at the maintenance part, then that's the easy part. You could be farming datacrons at the same time.
I'm gonna do that this week, and then I will this weekend just finish up Red Crate and burn energy. How about you guys?
Phil?
I will. Yeah, I've been waiting for this one because I had not started Sector 5 because I was farming datacrons for Grand Arena, so I got to Sector 4 and then stopped. So I'm just kind of waiting until I can get to. I did my first battles of Sector 5 after GAC lock today. So
nice.
Just kind of waiting around for the rest of those.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I red crated, I think, on Saturday. And now it's just datacrons at this point, but it's not a new set. So, we're just throwing random things to get extra bulk crons. It's a hard knock life up here.
All right. I guess everybody is telling us that there was this big update.
No, I refuse to believe it. Yeah. So speaking of that big update, I said this to you earlier, but just so that everyone else is aware, I was promised that I would get to read this update early, and that was not the case. And I'm really mad about that because that would have allowed me like a day or two to digest the information and talk about it before you plebeians found out. And Meathead kind of just dropped it and said, guess what? This is going live in 5 minutes, and we didn't drop it early to you, so sucks to be you guys.
After all I've done for him. A lot of the stuff that come out, I predicted a couple weeks ago with like a lot of the new tunes and stuff.
You predicted Chewbacca on Yoda?
Not that, the other way around. I predicted Stormtrooper Luke.
I actually never thought we'd get Stormtrooper Luke. I kind of felt like the game was past that point. Like you're like, all right, Stormtrooper Han. And if it was 8 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, Stormtrooper Luke. And I was thinking about this maybe 2 days ago, and I was like, there's no way we'll ever get that because the game has advanced to a point where that's not even worth it anymore. But I do appreciate that they are saying, hey, this is the era of let's look at the past and like do silly things with it. And I am down for it. I didn't expect it, but I'm down for it.
I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just glad that we didn't get an acolyte character to go with the stranger. That they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna put Maul in there. Like, thank God, because
Spider Mall.
one,
Yes.
I hate
Spider
the
Mall.
acolyte, and two, Maul is such a better character. This version of Maul is really cool. Like, I'm all for it. Like, have at it. Bring in some additional Maul.
Now, is
Release a
this
Maul that is supposed to be paired with Savage Press. That's the next thing then.
On a side note, look how close we are to those extra shards.
to the stranger shards? Yeah, I some people thought it was going to be really hard to get it, and I had said it on my brunch stream, and I think I had said it on Zeta Protocol as well. Like I thought, when you think about there being like 300,000 or so active accounts, and there being 20 boss battles that need to be done, 10 boss battles, but you need to do each one really twice. I thought it was going to be pretty easy that we get to that last tier, and I think they kind of orchestrated it in that way to be part of the 10th anniversary. Like everybody gets really excited about that. So I wasn't too worried.
I'm really curious though. This was a huge jump going from the last update to the current one. That's a huge jump.
In what way?
In
We were
time?
just over halfway a couple days ago, like maybe 2 days ago.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then now we're just about done.
There may just be a lot of people who, not me, but there may have been a lot of people who said, you know what, I am going to do the bosses over and over and over again because I want those shards. I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't help at all. But I'm sure that there were some people that kind of were in that boat.
Or that just
Yeah, it definitely
failed a
wasn't me.
lot and wanted the extra Doritos.
Because it is not, I mean, listen, for a lot of people in the Proving Grounds, getting all those other shards is nice as well. But it's nice when you get 20 of a new character, because then for that whole month, you can say, hey, I'm not buying those shards now. Now I can buy G12 gear. I can buy Relic gear. I can buy all this stuff. I am a classy bitch, and I am spending as much as I can on gear. So it's worth it, and I'm excited.
Hey, I'm just enjoying
Yeah,
the
my
tea right
next
now. So thanks.
conquest, I won't spend anything. I always wait to get. I don't know if you guys are like that too, where like this one I bought all the shards, and then next
Yes.
one I'll skip it just in case we didn't hit the threshold.
So the first time they did this community event, I was still actively on Reddit, and somebody,
I saw you broke
somebody
your
there.
streak.
I did today, just because. Listen, guys, here's the deal. You know what? My story's not important. I am a huge fan of charities that support children and children's hospitals. I honestly do not give a shit if you donate to their specific Extra Life. I don't care at all. But donate something to a children's hospital. And if you do it through them, the packs are not that bad, honestly. The $15 one is not great unless you don't have the shards already. But it's not about that. It's about giving to kids who need help. So it was worth it to me
Are you
to
guys
break that
donating?
Reddit streak. I probably will. I almost definitely will.
Which pack? Are you
I
doing the
normally
50?
I will. I've been trying to negotiate with Meathead. I mean, he hasn't answered me at all today. He won't talk to me. I'm trying to get him to get on the Zeta Protocol, and I was like, how much money will it take? How much of a donation do I have to make for you to agree to do this episode with me? But I
gotta
will
get him
almost
here.
definitely do the 50. Maybe even more. I don't know. We do our own charity stuff at the end of the year, but I will almost definitely do it because it's just, these are charities that are very, very near and dear to me.
So that
I
stream
probably
is
won't give.
going to be this Saturday, so make sure you check that out, everybody.
I was gonna say I normally don't give to these ones, but I have a where my daughter has gotten both my kids get. They go to daycare. It's an integrated like daycare, and then they've gotten therapy and other services through there. So I always just give them whatever money I'd give to any other charity.
Yeah, man. I said I don't give a shit if you do it through them. I think that kids need to be supported, and if you're doing it more locally, more power to you. I don't care as long as those types of things are not forgotten about.
And it does make a difference. I always use the example of, if you have, it's like when you hear somebody say, oh, we're trying to raise $10,000. It's like, if you get 10,000 people to give $1, it
Yeah.
means nothing to you, and you just raised 10 grand. Like, that's an insane amount of money.
It's funny, years and years and years ago, we're like the same person. Like when I was in my early 20s, I used to do this thing for Child's Play. It was called Just a Buck. And that was the whole premise, was like, just give $1. Just give me $1. And if the more people that give $1, that is a lot of money that ends up going to something.
If only CG would use that with impulse detectors, error magnifiers, Gerda keypads, and Omicrons, and maybe we'd all have better accounts because it's only just $1.
Hey, you never know.
But yeah, I mean,
All
listen,
right. So
we've been dancing around this update, right?
yeah, we should probably get into this. So huge update for those that haven't checked. It is a very, very lengthy 25-minute read. There's a lot here, and they do have a date. This is going to be November 17th. This all rolls out.
Yeah.
I didn't actually read the date. That's nice. 2 weeks.
I think it's the 18th.
Or
Did they say the 18th?
Okay. Pedantic little bitch. Fine. 2 weeks. That's all that matters.
Coming up soon. Got a couple weeks to prepare. I think this is when they're gonna roll out Relic Delta right around here too, right? Not that you guys could say.
I'm assuming so. I don't have that information, unfortunately.
But so we'll start off with the Eras update. Not to read this whole lengthy post. We do have a new era, some characters. Basically the cadence is going to change. The way tunes unlock your marquee characters and everything. We're gonna see legacy and era content units, and this was a lot to digest. What are your guys' initial thoughts on this?
Phil, you want to take this?
Yeah, so the first thing I took away when I was reading this is, and I'm gonna kind of phrase this in a way that I kind of read it. The isolation of eras is a big deal. So they basically are saying, hey, and I kind of would use the comparison. They're taking these things and saying, all right, we're not going to release these characters into the broader game until the era is over. And I thought that was really, one, genius on their part. It's good news for us, because I thought back to like both of the Bad Batch releases, where we got these characters, and every single time we're like, all right, we kind of see the team coming together, but it doesn't feel complete. Why am I going to spend on this first one if I can't use it until the fourth or fifth one is released? Like, it kind of took us a little bit to get there. And I think with this isolation, where they're taking them and saying, hey, these characters are only going to be playable inside of era content, it's going to allow us to really use those characters. I don't want to say really use those characters, because it's going to allow the people who spend the money to fully utilize those characters. And it's also going to allow the players who maybe wouldn't have invested in them as much to feel like you can and not get necessarily like penalized for it, which I thought that's a big shift from what we have now, where like you have these relic pirates that kind of do nothing without Hondo or without Maz. In this new system, they're going to be a lot more valuable. So that was the first big thing I took away. was the isolation of them. I don't know how you guys kind of felt about that, but I thought that was a really, really strong shift.
Uh, I I would agree with you, but I think that CG always does something really weird. They lead with these interesting new updates that are meant to be cohesive, but then they don't actually follow through on that cohesion right away. And this era, and don't get me wrong, I understand the era. I think it's super cool. I think the throwback to characters that were here at release, but doing something like really fun with them is like a neat idea. But when we talk about, hey, these characters all exist within an era system. You're going to get to use them all within an era system. You get to have this cohesion of being able to use them all and use them all together. These 6 characters are not a team. They are
Right. Yeah.
all isolated units, right? So like this is almost
Just a
like
bit.
perfect if like this was Bad Batch to say, okay, you get to see, and I understand you're not always going to have that cool cohesion, but they always do this thing where they release this interesting thing, but then the interesting thing doesn't work the way they're explaining the system. So in this way, that's kind of what's happening here, right? We're like, all right, cool. We get to use all these characters together. We get to see how it feels. We get to see how it works together. Oh, wait, they're just 6 characters with 6 random tags with 6 random uniques and leaderships, and we're just using them together. Have fun. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't even know if that's a criticism so much of the era itself, because again, I do think it's cool, and I know a lot of people are like super psyched about different characters. I know that Avant loves Barris and is gonna like be pumped for Inquisitor Barris. I know people are pumped for Ig 90 as like an Afra tank, but like in terms of showing off this system, it's kind of like, all right, well, I don't know. I'm just gonna press buttons because what could they possibly do together?
Well, do you wonder if it's thinking out loud as you say that these characters are kind of more to fill some gaps that exist in other teams early on?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't disagree with that at all. At all. It's not a criticism of the
mm,
characters or what they're going to do, and I super enjoy when they do that. When they give us and fill gaps. So like Darth Vader is meant to fill in the new Emperor Papa Palp Mara Jade team, right?
yep.
Awesome. No problem with any of that at all.
What about
It's just that
Asajj?
when
Where's she
you show
supposed to
us
filter in?
Asajj Ventress Dark Disciple,
Mercenary, maybe?
I I don't
No, she's
know.
going with
She's
Boba Fett. Boba Fett, sign of Django.
is she? Is
Yeah,
that in the
that's what they
post?
said. That was in the post. Yeah,
Okay,
because
I only had time to half read it so far.
There was a
But
lot there, and it
like
dropped when I was
there
making
was
dinner for the kids. So I was like, ugh, great.
exactly. But it's not about that so much of where it's going. It's just within the era system. Do you really get to show off this new era like system when there's no cohesion to the units in the first series that they do this? The same thing with like Bad Batch with eras when they're like, all right, this is the first real era. There's no journey character, right? Like it's just it always seems to fall in place in not a fully cohesive way.
well, the journey character is the new Maul, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's not what I said. I said when Bad Batch came out was the first era,
Oh, gotcha,
and there
gotcha.
was
Yep.
no journey character to show off.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
And that just seems to be how things work here. And you know, again, cool, pumped, super excited. I love the fact that now I'm gonna get to release video after video of like what character can we put on Chewbacca's back next. But like it's just it's kind of
If we don't get a
was
Han
this the
Solo
era to do
riding
this?
Chewie, piggyback style.
Moonborn, come here. Where are you?
Here's so I'm reading through so like they have a list of it's down towards the bottom of the post, but they do have a list of where they talk about the where each character is meant to join. So they did I do appreciate that they're giving us the blueprint of where they feel each character should belong. Now, obviously,
Does
knowing
that
all
always
of
work
us,
out?
yeah, it's all gonna end up being like, oh, Stormtrooper Luke goes with GL Leia, and he's super good with her.
Yeah, I do like that he's basically eventually gonna be a lifter for um Leia and Stormtrooper Han. I think that's pretty cool. curious to see what they're
Okay.
gonna do
Yeah.
I
there.
mean,
But
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm curious how he works with the only thing is that he's a support.
yeah, my
And
big thing is
supports
like
kind of get
they don't have really good kits. Their kits are so old and outdated that they're just bad.
Yeah, but then what do? They just release a character that has this huge, like Stephen
Yeah.
King on cocaine kind of kit. And it just has like millions and millions of lines of like super hyper specific. If this character is in this slot, if that character is in this slot, then this character does this thing. And then it just somehow works.
like Leia and R2D2. Like her entire one ability is literally about R2D2.
Yeah.
I love Leia. She's the best.
I love how she
I
deletes
can't-
things off the board.
Yeah.
Or
I can't
Jordan
really
does.
disagree with Leia being the best.
Um,
So yeah. So we're back up in this like what the era, the characters.
Yeah.
I was reading back through it. The Again, they're not allowed in the legacy game modes, which I think you had said that. But did you guys notice the new era level system there?
Yes.
yes.
It looks like they have a finite level system just based on what this looks like, right? Like it goes just 4, 5, 6, 7. Like there's no like there's no like modding or changing or like upgrading abilities. It's just kind of like you level the character, making it simple.
Yeah.
I
Just
also
simple
did
fed
see
leveling.
that
This
although they're era characters right now, when the next era comes out, these guys will go to be in Legacy, so they'll just be available
correct.
to use anywhere. So you're just
Yes.
toying around with them.
So characters are going to be isolated for a little while, and that's kind of interesting, right? Because like one of the perks of getting all of these characters right away is to use them in the GAC and other game modes. And I'm wondering what CG is banking on here in terms of monetization, because obviously this is a company, this is a business, they need to make money, and it's kind of like, are they hoping that this new little bubble that they're putting us in is going to be where all of that money is coming from? Because right off the top of my head, I kind of think, oh, well, I mean, it's not that I'm not going to invest in these characters. I am, but like, do I have to be concerned about them as much as I used to have to be concerned about them?
I think the Colosseum is going to sort of take care of that.
I'm
That's where the Relic 10s come from. And that's
Okay.
where these things are going to be useful. And if you think of, and to like pick on someone, right? Like one of my channel members is a mega whale. You know, he spends a lot of money and he's got a good account, but he still is existing in like Kyber 3. And he's probably not going to be able to climb out of Kyber 3.
Embarrassing.
In this new system, he's going to be completely outpacing guys like you and I in the Coliseum and in these era events because of the investment that he makes, where all the investment that we've made into our roster doesn't really help us in the legacy stuff.
So what you're saying is
Or
that
in the
Phil's
era.
mega whales only get to K3, but Egnards' mega whales get to K1.
Well, he's
Okay.
like 11 million GP inside of like a
That's
year or
fine.
so. You know?
That's okay. Shout out to Shadow, who hit K1 in literally less than a year. I think 2 weeks before you hit your year anniversary, Shadow, right? Yeah. So shout out to him. Those are my mega whales.
But yeah, so
So
right
he
here
made
in the
Kyber 1
red
before you
text, you
did?
could see the Coliseum leaderboard is one of the primary places to earn the new Relic 10 materials. More on Relic 10 below.
Oh, God.
And Shadow is in chat. Well,
Oh, is he on YouTube now? He was on Twitch before.
yeah, he's on YouTube over there. Halloween was his 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Jesus.
See?
So he's in Kyber 1 before you are.
No, I go in and out of Kyber 1. I'm like on the verge. I'm always the bridesmaid, never the brides, bitch.
All right. So, yeah. So this was a lot to. So the Coliseum. The only thing I really got for this is that this is the primary place for Relic 10, and the only characters that you're gonna be able to use in here are the era characters. Um, the main thing I took away from this.
Is
Go ahead.
That's about it. That's about all I've taken out of that little bit was just the
Oh, it's just that.
Yeah, it's going to be isolated. At least in the beginning, it's going to be severely isolated. So it is a huge change on how things work within the game. And maybe that is what the game needs right now. But I know, at least for myself, I always feel kind of overwhelmed when there's such a shift as big as this, and you go, "Oh man, I have to like relearn the game." From what it was at this point. But we're I don't know. I guess we're gonna just kind of see what happens.
I'm
I
when I
want to
read through
check.
it, I think what I like is there's like a daily reward, and then there's like a one-time reward as well. So
Yes.
that I'm a big fan of because again, they talk about, and I don't know where it is I can't remember where it is, but they talk about trying to reduce the time you spend in the game. And I like that this almost in a way eliminates some of, I've always said they've got to eliminate the dead time we spend in Swago where you're spending time in the game doing something that isn't really benefiting you. And I think this Coliseum for people will be in some ways they'll want to spend time playing it to improve their score. But if you hit the max and you hit your daily, you don't really need to do anything else and miss out on anything. So I really like that. I think that's a good,
Um,
solid change to
not to
some
stir
of
the
the
Yeah, I
pot or
mean,
dead stuff.
anything, but here is
mhm.
Bit Dynasty's content creator GAC leaderboards. We could see PhatPhil here at
That's
3,727.
fine.
Egnards is down here.
That's fine. Listen, I am always the bridemaid, never the bride. And here's the reality: I spend a lot of my time supporting my whales, right? And I've joked about this with some of my whale friends, and I've said, because they go, "Oh, you need to be in Kyber 1," and I go, "I spend so much time supporting your accounts that I don't take my GAC seriously. I live vicariously through you guys." And I'm proud of my whales. Shadow, very proud of you. User who just hit Kyber this week, and he's only been playing for 6 months. That's if I can coach my whales to K1 and I am stuck at the edge of K2, that's okay. Meanwhile, Phil's whales are in K3. So that's where we
Yeah,
are.
I 100% will say too, like the amount of effort I put into Grand Arena at times can be pretty significant. Like there's definitely some like there's actually I will say like at times there's a reason I don't stream my GACs anymore. And a lot of it is so I can take my time and kind of think through my battles so I can try to place higher.
Mm. Now
All right.
let's all reach back and help Egnard up. Here's so I listen. I know. Ali trying to start shit here, which is just a fruitless endeavor because let's be real. I'm gonna start shit with Phil no matter what.
Yeah.
But back on the update though, this is the one thing that I was kind of concerned with, and I was really hoping we'd see more on this, and we really haven't. I understand they want to simplify Coliseum and make it not take that much time, and that's great. But it is still one more thing I have to do in my day, and they haven't really taken out time. And I know you could say like, "Oh, Galactic Challenges, they're changing those." Galactic Challenges were so unimportant since the community update that I literally do one battle in them and then I'm done. Like I
Speaking
do
of
my one
galactic
battle.
challenges,
I get it once. Who what?
speaking of galactic challenges, this little tidbit here, era challenges will be replacing galactic challenges.
Yeah, and it's just the same shit.
It will be a week
Yeah, it's the same
long,
thing, just different.
so you have more time, and that's about it.
I need them reducing my time in game, and all they're doing is saying, we're giving you this new thing that, don't worry, takes less time than it would have 3 years ago, but it's not in decreasing my time in game. I need more things that are decreasing my time in the game. Territory battles rather, day 4, that is a 5-planet hell. I want to quit the game every single time day 4 comes around. I am so inundated. I literally play that and I'm like, oh my god, this sucks. And it's not because it's not because of the game. It's just because there's so much else I have to do, especially with like Conquest going on. Now I have to deal with
God forbid
Coliseum.
it's
Now I have to
Hell Week.
deal with, which yeah, it sucks. And this is all cool stuff. I'm just concerned with how it is going to affect my time in game, because even adding 10 minutes a day to that is too much time if you're not reducing something else.
So speaking of that,
And-
we do have a time in game update here where they do touch up on that. They do say that Relic Delta, down here, is going to be the key to that because, lastly, what we wanted to do is some time spent in Conquest and TB for players who are over-invested in the squads. Relic Delta will make those battles faster and need less micromanaging during these encounters.
Okay, as the one person who has
Go for it.
played Relic Delta so far, no, it fucking won't. It won't. I don't even know if I'm allowed to curse here. No, it won't.
Yes, you can.
Conquest maybe a little bit, right? But territory battles, the worst day of territory battles is day 4. It is all Relic 8 and Relic 7 battles. Right now, Delta 1 and Delta 2 do jack shit for your amount of time in game. And that is all fine and dandy because that's great from a PvP perspective, but it is not reducing my time in any of those battles. And CG can say, well, think about Relic 10 and think about Relic 11. You can sell me power. You can sell me Caliber 1. That's fine. You want to sell me down to fucking Iridium 5? That's fine. Do that. I don't care. Don't tell me I have to pay to play less time on the stuff I've already done every single week for the last 3 years.
You know what'll help
Cut
with
that time. Yeah, Relic 10. I don't. I fucking do the Omicrons. Phil's the one that doesn't do the Omicrons.
No,
I've said this to them. I'm on a rant. Shut up, sir. I have the spirit beer and I get to talk. What I said to them was they need 2 sets of numbers for Relic Delta, a PvP set and a PvE set, so that Relic Delta 1 and 2 can be more impactful in TB, so that on days like day 4, when I'm taking Relic 9 squads against Relic 8 squads, they can do their 30% more damage and I can actually speed up those battles. But the 7% damage that increase that I'm getting, that ain't doing jack shit for my amount of time in game.
Also, here's
No,
the updated Relic Delta numbers on the screen right now.
I have never been more infuriated in my life when I heard that Relic Delta will help your territory battles, and I wanted to like freak out and say, no shit, it will. Like, one, and only if you have a higher relic than the planet that you're on, right? So there's that aspect. But the other side of it was that you don't let it hurt us. So like you can't say it's like, you can't be like, oh, it's all positive. It's like, well, you're not letting it be negative. Like if you would let me bring Relic 7 characters on a Relic 8 or 9 planet, then you could talk about Relic Delta being an impactful change to TB. But because you're forcing us to bring these characters to a certain level anyway, it doesn't matter. I felt like that was a really cheap point that they kept making about TB. Like,
and you know what? That would be a really interesting thing too. If there was a second set of Relic Delta numbers that had a more impactful positive and negative to it, where you could say, hey, you could bring a Relic 8 into a Relic 9 battle, but he's taken 30% more damage, right?
Yeah.
In PvP, that would be problematic. In PvE, that's, well, you know what? I'm supposed to take him to Relic 9 anyway. That would have been very interesting to say, hey, you want to take an R5 into an R9 battle? Great. But that guy's doing he's taking 300% more damage, and he's going to get beat to shit in
Well, I'm bringing
two
Jyn
hits,
on.
and that might not matter for that character. Yeah,
Yeah,
that might not matter in some battles, but it would be interesting to be able to do that. And then at the same time say, hey, your Relic 9 against the Relic 7 battles is doing 100% more damage. Awesome. That is speeding up my time for me. And I am more inclined to spend towards doing TB because right now I don't even want to upgrade my special mission characters because then I feel like I have to do those battles. And right now, if I don't have those special mission characters, I don't feel like I have to do those battles.
But
Yeah,
really quick before, since we do have listeners that are going to be listening, I do want to run over these numbers really quick. Relic Delta Attacker, Relic Defender, Relic. At -5 is now 60 -60%. -4 is -40. -3 is -25. -2 is -10%. -1 is 0.5%, or -5%. 0 is obviously 0. 1 is 5, 2 is 10%, 3 33%, 4 70%, and 5 is 150%. That's just for the
Them's the
listeners who
numbers.
can't see the chat.
Yeah,
Guys, I'm looking at the YouTube chat and everybody is like SimTB. Listen, I did the video. It's called the 5-planet problem, right? It's the day 4 5-planet problem. I've been talking about this for over a year. The sim button, and yes, great port, great auto guide, fucking awesome. I auto 99% of my TB. 99% of my TB is on auto. But you know what? If I'm not sitting at my PC, like doing stuff on my PC, if I'm at work, I still have to look at my phone every 3 minutes. I still have to set those battles. And it's just a boring pain in the ass. It's just such a chore when I know I'm going to win the battle.
Yeah, I don't auto TB.
Loser.
It's not, well, I shouldn't say every battle. I autoed my
See?
Gungan battle for you. We did that the other day. Fuck right off. I did that for you. Should be very
Gungans
happy.
are awesome in TV.
No, they're not.
No, they are.
But
I auto the R9 planets with no platoons. And Jar
But-
Jar will be my first R10. I don't care
Yeah.
how impactful it is. Jar Jar will be my first R10.
But what I was gonna say is like I think the whole like trying to say it's gonna help in TB is a load of horseshit because I just again sticking on that whole you're not letting it hurt us, one. And two, again, you're not cutting you need to cut down on the amount of time some of those battles take.
Oh my god, Dathomir.
Yeah, like again, I'm not saying like
Sheik.
I get that the mechanic is so
Raka.
much fun on Dathomir, right? It's so much fun. Everybody just keeps reviving and reviving and reviving, and they have a million health to your like normal characters. Like
It's annoying.
TB would be semi-enjoyable if it was. How do I phrase this? It would be semi-enjoyable if it didn't follow their classic difficulty structure. It's like like the make it faster, make it hit harder, and make it healthier. Make it faster, make it hit hardier.
Yes. Yeah.
Make it like it. If you remember like the early assault battles, that's what literally all of them were, except you added turn meter preloading on top of it. And so,
Oh
like,
my god, Rebel Roundup.
Yeah, like there wasn't any strategy. Just survive the opening thing and then start going. But like, I just think with like they've struggled with some of those game modes where there's so little strategy at times because they just make it healthier, make it faster, give it more damage.
Yeah, so the whole Dathomir problem, a whole big thing with that Dathomir problem, right, is like, you're right, it's very interesting. And the first couple of times we did Rote, we're like, oh my god, these guys, you have to kill them 5 times. Fun. Oh, I get to do the Acklay again. Ooh, that's interesting. Fun. Ooh, Dathomir, they all revive. Ooh, fun. But when you've been doing it for 3 years in a row, it's no longer fun or interesting, right? So the first like 6 months that I did these battles, it was like, oh, this is really fun. This is really interesting. This is super cool. But now it's not interesting. And I get that it needs to be there. I understand that. But I've been saying this for years. If it's something that you have completed and you have beaten and you have solved, it's no longer content to you. It's just time spent. Right? That's what it comes down to. You know what they need? Somebody said this to me a few days ago, and I was like, this is brilliant. Give me an 8x button, but that's only available in PvE. Give me an 8x button just for TB. Let me hit 8x and let those things just zoom on by.
That'd be nice.
Don't have to worry about timers. Just press that, then I can do my battle and it'll go super fast.
Or honestly, like, and this could be, I know you've talked about sim buttons before, but if I'm going to bring my full Relic 8 First Order team on any Mustafar node, why can it not just say, yeah, this is going to win, move on with life? Like, do I really have to play it? And it's not that it takes super long to play, but there comes a point where I think there should be a check for some. And again, I know you don't have to play phase 1, but to an extent, some guilds will still have to play phase 1 for a little bit because they don't have the GP to deploy. So I'm talking to those people, not the people like you that make their guild do all the heavy lifting. But
I do all the heavy lifting. Go fuck yourself.
You do nothing in phase 1. You've told me that.
But we don't need to. We could literally just deploy the entire guild. Not a single person in my guild needs to do combats in day 1. And if your guild is making you do combats in day 1, show me on the doll where your guild touched you, Phil. Just show me on the doll.
Dude, no, you know what's great is, like, because we have a bunch of guys, we care way too much about TB. And people get very upset when operations aren't done timely and stuff. And we have guys who stream the Geonosis fleet mission every single TB to try to go perfect through their combat missions. Like,
that's.
Oh, you mean like those guys that had a competition over who could have the most waves?
Well, that's I don't know. I'm gonna defend that.
That was us having fun with a boring game mode.
Yeah, like
that's what it was.
I will defend that one because that was legitimate. I mean, he should have joined my guild, so then he didn't get to boost his waves on planets that were open for way longer than mine were. But he knows it too, except that he dropped like 90% of those battles.
Day 6, I played high as a kite. Yeah. I was at my in-laws. My father-in-law was like, hey, do you want to have a gummy with me? And my father-in-law is like a major hippie, and he is a shy motherfucker. And I was like, what? Okay, sure. You're talking to me? Great. Yes. So, it's exactly. So I was like, of course I have to.
I get these texts and he's like, I dropped my Dark Trooper Moff Gideon mission again because I'm high. And like, and this was like summing up, like everybody was like, I mean, we went into it and we're like talking trash to each other. And then like behind the scenes, every single phase, we're talking about how ridiculous it was that we got like the worst RNG ever in the battles that we did. And then
it was a lot of fun.
We made the most out of it. And I look forward to stuff like that. Just now with my current guild strategy, it'd be a hell of a lot harder to do because we're very like, certain missions are locked down and it's like no GP wasted kind of thing. But that was some of the most fun I ever had. Just like after every battle, like texting him being like, hey, this worked and this didn't.
It was just fun. It was good old American fun.
Which they should do that with, like, that would be a really funny, like, guild versus guild, is just like straight combat waves. Like if you could go up against a guild and that would count, your phase 1, phase 2, like every phase, how many combat mission waves did your guild get?
Hey guys, we're not deploying, we're only doing waves.
Ugh. Ew.
But if it was my guild, you'd go hard.
I always go at least. I always go at half mast. At least on TB week. So what else do we have with this update? Because I could talk about TB for 18 hours, and I don't want to do that.
We have a little bit of an update with the Cantina. They're gonna spice it up. Okay. Basically, just make it look pretty. With this little tidbit here says you're gonna get your era content over here and your legacy on the left side, and that's about it. New characters. Future seasonal content. The main thing that caught my attention here is the loaned units.
Yes.
Where players can temporarily be granted a variety of additional era units based on legacy units for use in era modes. The main thing
Yeah,
that
I
caught
mean,
my attention.
I guess that we don't really know what that's going to look like until it actually comes to the game. But when I was talking earlier about these 5 characters or 6 characters and using them in a way where like they're not cohesive at all, my hope here is that these loaned units will be like ways to show off how these characters will be usable within certain teams. So my hope, for example, is that we might have Mara Jade and Papa Palp as loaned units so that we can play with them with Darth Vader and see, oh, hey, this is a really cool new squad. And that'll maybe get us more pumped to say, oh, you know what? I want to invest more energy into upgrading this character so that after they become a legacy character, I can use them in my other game modes. That would be my hope, but they really haven't given us much.
Yeah, I felt like that when I read that, I just read it as we're going to give you the characters to fully utilize these era units. And maybe to our point about like the Bad Batch, maybe they're going to not necessarily completely go away from that at times, but maybe this gives them the freedom to release more of these lifter type units inside of an era and it not be completely. It'd be easier to do that with these loan units, and then you get to use the character fully, regardless of if you've invested in the squad or not. Like, how many people, when Zori was released, were like, oh, cool. I don't even have a single resistance character at 7-star, and so this character means nothing to me. Where now inside of that era, you would at least get to use her for, what, like, 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, because the way I'm reading this, it's basically like the new when you get a marquee unit in that first mission when they have a bunch of lone characters.
And then below that, they were talking about PvP coming to an era mode in the future. And I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like, because again, this becomes more time I have to spend. And I don't know what it looks like. I don't know if it's going to look like GAC. I don't know if it's going to look like Arena, but it's just more time. CG, I don't have more time, right? CG Coffee, I don't have more time. CG Microwave, I don't have more time. I am an adult. Most of the people who play your games are adults. I work 2 jobs. Phil does something from home. Allie works as a teacher, right? Like most of us work jobs. We don't have more time. We don't have it.
And then I do Girl Scouts too on top of it. And
she does Girl Scouts too, CG. Come on.
But content, I got no time. Meathead, come on, you listen to the podcast, clearly. You brought the stranger in. I've been begging him for him forever. Come on, man. Give me more time.
Oh my God.
Help a girl out here.
I'm gonna have to quit both of my jobs and just do this full time. So I need some more whales. If there's any other whales listening, I need more whales to support me because that's the only way that I'm gonna possibly be able to play this game.
You know what? Go to the link tree. There's a PayPal. Pay my salary and let's go.
And pay my salary and my health benefits.
Get your robe, get your sunglasses.
My crotch.
The dude abides. The dude abides. I don't know where all this time is coming from.
The Queen of Swago.
CG wants me to get divorced. Like CG is like, no, man. Like you can't have family or love. You need to just play our game.
They realize if we get divorced, we can only afford half of an episode pass because the other half has to go to our wife.
Phil, we can be roommates. Can you imagine the sitcom?
Oh my God.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's always sunny at Phil's apartment.
Beavis
We'll
and
get a
Butthead
fancy.
posters on the wall.
We'll get a fancy 1-bedroom with a full size bed. Don't worry, it'll have what do they have in your neck of the woods? They have like that privacy board in the middle. So I'll have one of those.
Oh God, I don't even know what you're trying to get to. Are you making an
Like
Amish joke?
Yes, I am.
No, the man. Yeah, no. You have to have a supervisor for them. I forgot they gotta have a chaperone.
Oh, that's what we got. That's what we got Allie for.
Yeah.
God, that's a
Get me
first day
my
quit.
referee jersey.
My God, I look. I'm looking forward to a lot of what's in this update so far, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. But I am very nervous about the time spent, and I just do not feel like CG is doing enough to satiate my desire. I love the game. Listen, I would not be playing a game that I don't love. I'm not addicted much, right? But like I really do enjoy the time that I play the game. I really do enjoy creating the content that I create. I really do enjoy hanging out with the community and doing the math and like figuring out ways to do things in the game. I love doing that stuff. When I don't love doing something, I stop playing. I have never played a game for 9 years. I've never done that before because I get bored. Not even WoW held me for more than a year, right? But I don't have the time, and they need to do more to say, hey, you don't have to spend as much time on this, or that anymore. That's right, Shadow.
I'd be okay if this stuff comes in and maybe it takes up more time, but then you need to be adding some significant rewards in game that make it feel like it's worth engaging. I remember back when you had to manually do the assault battles.
Oh my God, that was the worst. I hated
Oh my
it.
God.
Some of you people that are watching right now don't even know. You don't even know how you had to do every tier every month. And you know what sucked? Places of Power. And you know what sucked? Rebel Roundup. And you know what sucked? Secrets. They all sucked.
There's
every
a reason
single
why I
one of
left
them
the game
sucked.
for a couple years.
Oh, it was so awful.
And the worst part of it was that if you missed some of those rewards, like they were significant enough where like you weren't gonna not do them, but
you did them.
But you did it. But it sucked the entire time. It would take up an hour of your morning going through and like autoing every single one or whatever. Like it was misery. And my argument would be, I would be okay if you're like, hey Phil, we're gonna make you do this 5-minute battle, but the rewards are significant enough that you're gonna want to do it. And I think that's
all be
where
stay-at-home dads, Phil.
Hey, I'm just saying, a 5-minute battle is not the end of the day, because all it would be is taking the place of the cutscene. Get rid of cutscene.
What I'm saying, I don't mind if you give me something that takes a half hour. I need a half hour back. Give me a half hour back
for the raid.
Do not give me a half hour of content for this game. Please do not. By the way, I thought you were going to mention this in your rant, and you did not, about Conquest and Relic Delta. How is Relic Delta going to help me inflict tenacity down when I'm deleting everybody in a single shot?
Well, Allie can read to you the update where they do talk about it.
Did they talk about it in the update? And
they did.
Probably missed it somewhere.
Which one? Or which part?
Relic Delta and Conquest. Oh, did you not read that? Am I the only one that gives a shit about my time in game? But you don't even have to find it. Basically, what they said is they are aware of it. They haven't figured it out yet, but they are working on a solution to that very specific problem, right? So I at least know that they're looking into it. Now, am I going to be happy with their solution? I don't know, right? But at least I'm being told they are looking at Conquest. Allie, I'm going to give you a secret hint. You ready? Yep. Control F. Just type in Conquest.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
So I didn't. No. So I was hoping that they would be like, "Hey, allow me to turn it off for Conquest or something.
Oh, that's what it says right here. It says, for the Conquest arc after the Stranger, we are working on changes to improve quality of life and ease pain points so that Relic Delta's effect on Conquest experience is purely positive. And hey, just turn it off. Right, PhatPhil? That's what it says. It's right there in the update.
Will not be acting the Stranger. I can't read it, dude. It's too small. Hold on. Lowered,
Where the Conquest arc. Right there.
The people who say they want more time in game are stupid. I hate those people. I hate when there's no events going on in the day and people go, "Oh, there's nothing to fucking do in the game." Okay, dude, great. That I call that a holiday.
Call that leisure.
I'm like, this is so great. Exactly. I go, this is wonderful.
You remember playing when it was? Do you remember playing when it was territory battles nonstop?
Oh my god.
Do you remember? Like, I don't know, Ali. I don't know if you were playing then, but when territory battles first launched, it was nonstop Hoth light side territory battles for like 3 months straight.
And they did the same thing with Conquest.
And then they added Dark Side, and it turned into Dark Side. Like,
you see, I didn't get to do Conquest. It was great. When it launched.
When Conquest launched, they did 2 in a row, and then they did another one, but it broke. So they were like, you know what? We're just going to stop the Conquest, and we'll do another 2 in a row again. It was just, and I know it was easier, but it was like, oh, I got to do this over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, early Conquest, I missed deployable cooldown systems. That was the most fun you ever had with Darth Vader in your life.
It was.
Yeah, it was. It's like Force Crush, Merciless Massacre. Force Crush, Merciless Massacre.
Yeah. The main thing I wanted to really take a look at is where is it? Relic economy changes coming into the game. Reduce the pinch of gear and relic materials. Big thing that I saw here was that they will be going to the scavenger.
Yes, the droid brains are going to scavenger, which is very nice, and so is the new signal data is going to be a scavenger thing. But can we talk about that for a second with this? Does anyone remember when they said that the new signal data is going to the scavenger so that it does not affect your current signal data farms? But now you have to use your old signal data to get the new signal data, so it still does affect my farms. Like, it's a half truth. Like come on, what?
Yeah, no, that's it. When I read that, I almost threw like my phone across the wall, because then as a part of that, right, they said, if you scroll up a little bit, they talk about how they're going to be making it easier for you to get Relic 9 material. And they removed chromium transistors and erodium heat. Like, I don't fucking care. Those are so easy. That's insulting that you even thought of removing them.
I have so many of them.
And then they're like, oh, and we removed like what do they call it? The fragmented signal data, which is the white signal data. Right? The one that's the easiest to get goes there. And so I was like, this really doesn't help us. I mean, I shouldn't say it doesn't help us. That's a bit harsh, because the white signal data, it's less time, except that now you're just going to take whatever you would have spent on the Relic 9 and you're going to put it into the scavenger to get the new signal data. So it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's not making Relic 9 any more accessible. Like, that change does not make Relic 9 any easier, because I don't struggle for chromium transistors. I don't struggle for erodium heat sinks. I feel like this is your way of just being like, yeah, we know you guys don't have a problem with this. We don't really care.
Yeah. It was, and look, there are some really great stuff in these economy changes, but that is the one thing that I was caught, and I was like, what? This isn't the way that I was told to believe.
And did you see the points to create the corrupted signal data? So it's 145
it's absurd.
Points. So it's 15 blue signal data for a single one of the new ones. which
Yes.
for if I and again I'm doing like the PhatPhil math in my head. That's
So
about a
incorrect.
day, like 3 refreshes of farming, give or take, right?
It's
one.
About
it's
like
it's going to, and now look, we don't know how much corrected signal. We might be getting a ton of it from the Coliseum. We have no idea. But now also, here's the thing. I'm going to be fair to them, and that's the Egnards way, right? Like you've some of you have seen the old Egnards here, who was very angry. But they did say signal data is replacing a lot of things in the different passes. So we will be getting a lot more signal data.
yeah, that
And I don't know how that's going to look. So I will be fair in that regard.
no,
And
that's a
then
fair. And they did even say in the I think we might have glossed over it, but that the legacy characters or the era characters,
Mhm.
they're going to use an era currency to level them up. And then at the
Yes.
end of that era, they're going to move into your roster based on a certain threshold of if they were level 80, they move to like relic 2. If they were level 95, they move to like relic 6. So there is a reduction of signal data and other materials in your roster based on where you got the characters in the era. So that's also a point to say maybe you won't be using as much signal data on the era characters. But you think those earlier relic levels are the white and the green, which are not a problem. It's the blue.
Yes. But I didn't come here to hear from Phil. I came here to hear from Allie. Allie, what do you think about these
um
changes in the economy?
as somebody with a uh, uh 2 accounts, one in the end game, I don't see this affecting too much. I have a really high abundance of a lot of stuff. Not hard for me to, I just brought up Mace's whole team to Relic 9 within,
Jedi Master?
yes.
Nice.
I got his
I don't even know
3
that.
for the raid up to Relic 9 in like a week.
Have you had a chance to use them at
I
Relic 9?
did. I did. It boosted my score up.
Nice.
I'm about less than 300k to jumping up into MC3 with Kate and
Nice.
Womprat and everybody. Uh, on the baby account though, this is gonna be really big. Cutting out a lot of these materials. Because I don't. I'm fighting for materials on that account, so it's gonna be huge over there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's good, like, I think the most interesting thing with the relic economy changes right now are the shift in the raid currencies. So, like, for example, the things that are shifting down to the MK1 currency, which are the chromium transistors, the bronzium wiring, I believe, right?
Nice.
I
Okay.
use my MK1 on random stuff. Like I literally just
Same.
randomly apply it because I have no use for it. So now,
It's
at the very
Electrium,
least, I
Conductor, and
will.
Zimbitals are
Well, so
going to
that's
2,
MK2. Those are going to K2.
and then
And circuit boards, wiring, chromium transistors, iridium heat sinks. And chromium transistors, we all have 59,000 of them. And iridium heat sinks, they're super easy to get. But I run out of carbonate circuit boards a lot, and I run out of bronzium wiring a lot. And I don't use MK1 for literally anything useful at all. So I am kind of excited for the ability to use them here. And it might not be the most efficient use of them, but I literally do not need anything else. So that'll save me crystals on those 500 crystal packs, being able to just dump that stuff into those.
yeah, it's gonna be nice to be able to just do that with ease. Check the questions here. See how many questions we got.
I don't have that problem with
Oh,
carbonite circuit
only
boards or
one, so we
You
got
don't
plenty of
wiring.
time.
Sorry, I actually take things to R9 for my guild because I'm not an asshole.
For
Relic
lower
9 doesn't include
accounts,
carbonate circuit board or bronzium wiring.
they did change the relic and star.
Ooh, yes, they did.
You can now at relic 4 is 5 stars instead of 6. 5 is 6 stars instead of 7, and 6 is where you need to be 7 stars.
Now that
Yeah.
Relic 5 thing is really interesting for the raid too. I think that's going to be really helpful for a lot of people who have not heavily invested in the raid, just to be able to bring certain characters to higher stars and do higher tiers, for their characters. So that, it's a nice change, and I'm sure it just helps to support this new era system and the way that things are going to go forward. And it also is going to be helpful for younger accounts when it comes to like GL acquisition.
I think it's funny
Yep.
that they don't mention the raid at all for this being a reason. They state in here that it was for players competing at the high end of Grand Arena, which I don't think going up to Relic 5 from a 6-star is super huge at the high end in Territory Wars.
No, it's not going to be.
I see that definitely impacting raid more than those.
Yeah, but CG gonna CG. That's what it comes down to.
Well, what they're lifting the floor. So they're saying we lift the floor for many players. We also want to raise the ceiling with the introduction of 10 to be valuable for those players. So I think that's what they were saying is like, we're helping people out, but we're also going to make it harder.
Your mom's gonna make it harder.
Don't you dare talk about my mother like that. She's an angel.
She's a saint.
A angel.
Yes. Did you see, Ali, speaking of raising levels, did you see the Lightspeed tokens changed?
Yes, where was that? Lightspeed tokens.
Because I thought that was actually a, like, good job, CG, thumbs up. You recognize that these were kind of pretty terrible.
Yeah, they were.
They were like, oh, hey, wait a second.
So when I got my very first Lightspeed token, it was the Carbonite for the Separatists, and I'm like, oh, I get to take my this is on the baby account. I trashed it on the big account. On the baby, I was like, sweet, I get to take my my stat because it was the only one I could use it on from gear 7 to like gear 8. I was like, thanks, CG. Super appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to go over well, and it kind of supports the whole idea that R7 is going to be the new low end, right? Because the high one brings you to Relic 6 right before that.
Yes.
So I'm right again.
And I think I thought the other part of that change that I thought is nice is like the episode pass. You're now going to get a Relic 1 and a Relic 3 from the episode pass rather than a Gear 12 and a Relic 1.
Which means I might get my whole roster to relics pretty soon.
Are you gonna do that?
No, Phil's not gonna do that. He's too poor.
Yeah, I would say for the size of my roster, I probably have a surprising amount of non-relic characters. Or
Here's
even
a question for you, Phil. I know you said that you wish you bought the Tusking LSB. With them making those full time, are you gonna buy that when that goes permanent?
Dude,
I don't know.
I did it. Wait, I don't know if I did. I bought the Jawa one.
I'll tell you why I don't know is I'm gonna like with this whole new era system and like if I have extra stuff laying around, then maybe I won't feel the need to buy those Lightspeed bundles because I won't have to spend as much of the other stuff. Now it's really gonna depend on this. The signal that gear is what it is. I don't really struggle for gear. I just get PO'd that I don't have enough signal data to do what I want. So if signal data does seem to be coming in a lot faster for my account, I probably won't buy that Lightspeed bundle because I just...
That's fair if you don't feel like you need it anymore.
Yeah, like the biggest thing is that my Tusken Warrior is sitting at 3-star, 15 of 30 shards. So that's like maybe the one I can't even relic him. He's on an 8 energy node, and I've never been able to find the time to farm him.
So, looking at the anniversary art keys, something that I do find funny is Stormtrooper Luke. They say one step up from Farm Boy Luke, and the somewhat short Stormtrooper makes Stormtrooper Han and Princess Leia part of a real rebel squad, along with R2 and Old Ben prior to unlocking Leia. So does that mean that if you have Leia,
And those guys are useless.
like, yeah, congratulations, they're good, and they're not?
It might be interesting. Maybe those guys are going to go on a Leia squad after you have Leia, but who knows? I think that the one thing as content creators and as people who are well invested into the high end of this game that we sometimes forget is that there is a game that exists outside of the game that we are playing.
I actually think that when I read that, I'm wondering if Stormtrooper Luke is going to be the one that gets like the leadership to kind of the leadership, the unique to tie everybody together, and then you'll still be able to use like Stormtrooper Han and Princess Leia or Old Ben inside of a team and get use out of them, and then still play a team.
I don't use Old Ben with Leia, so I could easily do that, and then just R2. I'd have to find a replacement for.
Yeah, and some of these characters might be high-end characters, like Darth Vader. That one is probably going to be a high-end character, but maybe Stormtrooper Luke is not a high-end character, and that's going to be something that exists in the lower tiers, and that is A-okay with me.
And that's kind of fitting what they had said about a character like him for us in the end game. If they released him now, we'd be like, this is pointless. But with the Coliseum and era events that are going to happen, all of a sudden he is valuable to us because of what we can get from him during that time.
Yeah,
and then he's useless.
Then he's useless later.
Yeah,
and maybe not forever. Like maybe something else comes out later. Who knows? We always find out weird ways to use characters too. Or let's be honest, like Fatal and Vexitron find weird ways to use characters, and we just copy them.
What? No way.
Does this just mean now? This isn't covered in the post, but does this just mean now that Datacrons are going to be delayed by like 3 months?
Like you think
like we get like the pirate crons as soon as they start coming out, and now it's like, oh well, Stormtrooper Han, and and then all of a sudden like they were in these eras, they're useless now. Oh, here's a OP Datacron to use.
They're gonna be like right at the start when all the characters drop.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I see.
All right. Is there anything else interesting in this update? Other than Spider Mall, like great, there's characters coming out, right? Like Stormtrooper Luke, Ig-90, Yoda and Chewie, Asajj, Inquisitor Barriss, Darth Vader. It's super cool, right? And we get the Spider Mall, but like we don't know anything about those characters yet. So
no, and then just
I know there's other
bosses, the 10th anniversary quest.
Yeah, there's gonna be some like
these quests that they're showing. The last one they have with a date is April of 2026.
Yeah, they said 6 months.
There is one thing I do want to note here. Like, I'm assuming these are all going to be guaranteed drops. You're gonna get like a Hera Lightspeed token, Sabine. I love that they're dropping all these for kind of free.
Yeah, I think the game is what they're trying to do with the game, because my goodness, I could spend all night talking about this, but I think what they're trying to do with the game is there are 300 plus characters. It's very, very hard to get invested in the game. It's very hard to bring new character players in. No matter what, people are going to quit the game. That's just how games are after a time. Like you have an attrition rate, and I think that the attrition rate is higher than the amount of people coming in. And the problem is that it's really hard to convince players to want to play a game like this because it has so much backing behind it. So they're trying to make the game exist in a world where all that really matters is the new stuff, right? So that players can come in, jump in, and they can work on the old stuff separate from also working on the new stuff. So that maybe they don't feel caught up in GAC, but they at least kind of feel caught up in what's going on in the game, instead of like saying, hey, oh, Spider Mall's coming in the game. I don't give a shit because I'm not going to care about Spider Mall for 4 years. They don't want that to exist. They want new players to exist in the same news cycle that we exist in, even if they're playing a different game. And that kind of allows new players to come in and feel like, hey, I can get into this and work on that stuff separately. And that's, I think, where what they're trying to do with all these Lightspeed tokens, Lightspeed bundles, is get people all invested until they get to this like semi quasi end game sort of.
Right here, I highlighted the most interesting part though. These Lightspeed tokens are going to take it to 7 stars, Gear 13, Relic 0. And this includes Zeta upgrades, but no Omicrons.
The Zetas
Yeah,
is
I mean,
nice.
well, Zetas are
So
the
you got
thing
like
that, are tough for
Sabine.
people.
You got a really good Phoenix squad in here. Captain Rex is included. So you would get both of his. Sabine, Hera, Mace Windu's, like Shakti's. There's some really good Zetas and stuff in here. Kelleran Beck is in here. He is for Bo-Katan. That'll save you a couple Zetas. Ninth
Yeah, I
and
think, and they're giving you Zeta materials. Even like every single one is giving you. It says like 10 Zeta materials, 3 Omicron materials. Like there's some additional stuff that's going to be happening with your account too. So
Yeah.
like I think that's all of these look very like there's some very valuable things in here. This will help people like me who aren't like Egnards and go in and do the useless Zetas on their account, because now I'll be able to catch up to him without actually having to do a Zeta
Yeah.
upgrade, because I'm gonna get Farm Boy Luke and Princess Leia eventually and not had to spend 20 mats on them.
Well, you know what?
6C
I don't
does
need
have
them. So.
Beskar and Bams.
Yeah, as they get later, they definitely, like, some of the characters seem to get a little bit more desirable than others. Like the Captain Rex and the Phoenix ones sounds really nice, but then you think like for $10 you're gonna get the lights or the whatever the hell hyperdrive bundle, and it again there's a lot of stuff to cover there that you could just opens up a can of worms.
And then just the pillars of seasonality, which is whatever. But we are lining up on 15 minutes, and we do have one question, so we will get over to that. So Bodhi asks, after reading the 20-page missive from CG, did you feel the need for A, Tylenol or similar, B, alcohol, or C, something stronger?
I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA, and I think that's all the answer that I need right here, right? I have not had a Tylenol tonight. I've not had a gummy. I have not had any whiskey, but I have had a Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA. This stream is not sponsored by Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA.
Or Pepsi.
Or Pepsi. I'm a Coke person. Ooh, I shouldn't say that. Someone's going to clip that.
Oh, yeah, that yeah, Coca-Cola person.
Okay, Nooch.
Smart.
Yeah, no, I'm not sponsored, but I am on, I don't know what number of Bush Light that is, but there's a number involved.
Did you see, speaking of Busch Light being like a beer that's like 1%, I was watching Shark Tank recently and I forgot the name of the brewery, but I thought it was really cool. I think it was called like Dad Power or something. And it's basically a line of beers that are very low APV, but they're like IPAs and like tasty and not like gross ass Busch Light, like Bud Light kind of shit. I thought it was really cool. I was like, that's like session beers, basically. I gotta look into that. I don't know if they sell them by me yet, but I gotta check it out.
I think Bush Light tastes delicious.
Well,
If
you're the
you
only
put a
person.
blindfold over me and handed me that Voodoo Ranger thing and handed me a Bush Light, I'd take a sip of the one thing and be like, "Oh, this is nice," and then I'd like down the Bush Light and be like, "That was delicious."
How
Hand me
about you,
another.
Phil? Did you feel the need to take anything?
No, I mean, listen, I'm gonna drink beer whether this update came out or not, so I don't. You know, I think more so, I looked at this and thought to myself, like, and I think I said this when before we were recording. I love that this is a big post. I love they took the time. I think this sometimes I feel like they do it where they will, you know, I think Meathead's done this a few times where like there'll be like 6 posts that come out within like 5 minutes of,
Yep.
and they're all kind of connected. So you're like, okay, why couldn't this all have been one? And I feel like this time I was more like, maybe we break this up a little bit because there's a lot of stuff in here that isn't all completely connected to one another. Like the era stuff would have been really nice to kind of get separately than the relic economy, relic delta, and then like the pillars thing all could have been separate, and then it might have just flown a little better. Just again, nitpicking.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And,
But I read it. I did have to get my reading glasses because it was hurting
ibuprofen.
my eyes.
Because I'm in a safe house. I'm not allowed to drink.
Ibuprofen. Hey, listen, if I don't have a thought. I don't. I thought I had one.
Playing.
But so here's the thing. I actually so after my divorce, there was one night that I got really, really, really. It was like the day after my divorce. I got super drunk. So I can't smell alcohol or anything anymore without getting sick.
I had that with whiskey for a while. Not a problem anymore, but I had it for a long time.
So I have to drink like, which again, I'm not a huge fan of alcohol flavoring in general either. So I have to have like Sex on the Beach and strawberry daiquiris and all, all the fruity drinks to mask it.
I'm all for fruity drinks. I order them. I have no shame. I will walk into a bar and order something fruity. And PhatPhil will walk out from behind the bar.
Fair. I can say that I have not ordered a fruity drink for myself at a bar.
Do it.
Mhm.
Do it.
You know what's funny?
No, don't rationalize it. Don't rationalize it. Do not just do it. Do it.
You're what,
the
about
next
5
time you
hours
go
away?
out. The
No,
next time you
No, it's
the next
not
time you go out.
But I
No,
will tell
no.
you this.
Yes. Pussy.
The levels of this is the levels of love I have for my wife. Whenever we go to like a fancy restaurant, because she always hates that, like, I'm wearing camo Crocs right now, and
Oh my god.
like,
oh my god.
got a backwards hat on all the time. Like, so when we go to a fancy restaurant, I always make sure to look nicer, and I don't order beer. I'll order a whiskey, so that way I at least look like I have some class. And then I'll get out of that place, and I'll be like,
and you'll go order your Busch Light.
Okay. I paid more for that whiskey than I did for the 30 rack of beer I have in the fridge right now.
You are a classless fuck. I am so sorry. I am so sorry to you. Can you go wake up your wife, bring her on stream so I can apologize to her for you?
You know,
Oh my god.
I was gonna say we should find a place right in the middle because we're all within a couple hours from each other.
Yeah, that's great, except Phil won't show up.
I was just gonna say that, except Phil would ghost us and.
No, I'd ghost Egg.
But somehow he would still.
I'd put up one of those little dividers between.
Listen, I'm going to tell you that my wife and I, we go out and we'll go out for fancy dinner every once in a 2 or 3 times a year. And yes, I will order myself an old fashioned, and I judge a fancy place by their old fashioned, but I have no problem ordering a fancy ass fruity drink. But you know what I do hate? When you go to a bar, and it doesn't have to be a fruity drink, it can be a whiskey drink too, and they have the stupidest fucking names. Right? The stupidest fucking names. And you'll be you'll be looking at the menu, and the bartender will be like, "Oh, what can I get you?" And you'll be like, "Can I have a bend you over the bar back, please?" And like I have to say that out loud. Like it's just so stupid to say out loud. I hate doing it every time. Right? Like, can I get a jiggle these balls in your mouth? Like, it's so dumb.
Dude,
Just name
okay,
it like something normal.
so I take it a step further with those. When I go to like Starbucks and I get the playbook from my wife of what I'm supposed to order, I will purposefully mispronounce every single thing, and I refuse
You're
to
so
say
edgy.
whatever I refuse to say whatever stupid words they use for small, medium, and large because, like, fuck you guys, just use regular American sizes. You
Spanish
know, like
words?
they're Italian, right? Because isn't venti
I don't know.
20,
This is the
right?
same. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not European.
You know
I'm
what? No,
Italian.
because I know that from I know that from role models. 'Cause role models in Ball Run has the same
Um,
connection. But
I
I
use the
purposely
Starbucks
will
app.
I just piss them off.
I don't even have
I
to
hate
Can I just
say
get a
anything.
I hate
large?
Starbucks. Yeah, like, can I get a
A large
large,
Samala.
white chocolate mocha with I don't even know what the fuck she gets. John Gruden's play calls are less confusing than my wife's coffee orders.
All right, but we
And then
do
I'll just
have
go
to
like,
wrap this up. We are nearing the 11 o'clock hour. So, do you guys want to plug your shit?
I do. But this near and dear to my heart. My stuff. I spend a lot of time working on my content, like tons and tons and tons of time, and people are constantly badgering me and messaging me on Discord and asking for my help. And they're like, "Hey, man, can you please help me out? Can you please tell me this? Can you please tell me that?" And nobody ever watches my shit. They all just want to hear from me on Discord. So please, please, please follow the QR code. Go to my Twitch, follow me, watch my shit. Right? You look if you want to use the QR code, it's quicker, it's easier, right? You just scan it on your phone, super fast. But otherwise, I am Big Boat 777 on Twitch, and you can follow me there.
I would just say follow Big Boat 777 on Twitch because if my content will be going severely downhill once January hits because baby number 3 is going to be coming then, and that's kind of a problem for any of the free time that I have to find a stream. So we'll be back to playing GAC while holding a screaming baby and trying to do
Love
that.
it.
So
I love
follow
that for
Big
you.
Boat 777 for all the SWGO advice that you need.
Yes. Again, that is Big Boat 777. Thank everybody for listening. Thank you guys. Next week we will be back to our normal place on Kate's channel. She will be back, so make sure you go over to Kate Gaming. That's K8 underscore. We will be over there next week, not on my channel. So thank you all for listening. Thank you, Phil and Egg, for being on the show. And if you ever want to join our Discord or anything, the link, you can go to our link tree. It's linktr.ee /club 38. And there you could get the Discord, you could get the my YouTube, my Twitch, Kate's Twitch, the PayPal, hook us up. Also the Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Podcast. So make sure you get that Club 38 rule to get all the notifications. And yeah, we will see you around the club. All right, we are done recording. We're still live on Twitch and YouTube, though.
Fuck you, Twitch people.
Yeah. Bastards. I'm just dreading having to make this video now for like YouTube tomorrow.
So
Can't
now
wait to
I'm
watch it.
torn. We have Big Boat 777 that we can raid. Or the
You mean me?
only person playing SWGO, Hail Hydra Sith.
No, don't give a shit. You raid Big Boat 777.
Big Boat 777.
If I'm doing this, if I'm doing this bit, You rate Big Boat 777.
I vote Big Boat.
Who's streaming Swiggo? We
Don't
got
give a shit.
Ranger on over there.
I love me some Ranger, but come on.
I think he's
You can only be
done.
streaming Conquest. You can be streaming Conquest right now, and I don't even want to watch my own Conquest battles.
There's nobody on YouTube, so I can't tell you because I don't have streamers yet. So if you are watching on YouTube, drop a like, drop a subscribe. I can't have members yet. I can't raid. I don't even care about the members. I just want to raid. Let's get those likes up and those subs so we could like raid out to people over on YouTube. And yeah, get those in. The YouTube stream is going to end. For those watching on Twitch, we will get you over to Egnards.
That's right.
Big Boat.
777. All right. Raid is in. All right. So thank you everybody for watching. We will catch you around.
Deuces.